Hey there, Fit Fam. Welcome to the only podcast where we're breaking the mold and rewriting the rules. I'm here to debunk the myths, spill the tea, and serve a hefty dose of reality. No matter where you're at in your journey, we've got something for everybody. So buckle up because we're about to unleash the basics in the most unapologetic way possible. From shedding pounds to embracing your inner badass, I'm here to remind you that skinny is so last season and the basics are anything but boring. So grab your favorite piece of protein and your water bottle and get ready to be empowered, entertained, and educated because being a basics bitch has never looked this good. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Don't Call Me Skinny. Super excited to be here with you today. I hope you guys really enjoyed that Confidence Corner discussion. We actually have already recorded 2 additional episodes. They will be airing probably every 2 to 3 weeks or so. But I hope that you kind of are able to take away something from what a lot of women are struggling with. Her and I both work with a lot of women, obviously. And so we kind of see it firsthand what the trends are with confidence, what the struggles are with confidence. And so we thought it would be kind of fun to come together and share them and let people know, hey, you're not alone. This is normal. Like, this is everyday thing. And it's okay. And it's okay. And how do you become confident if you're not? So that being said, I am, like I said, excited to be here with you today. Excited to have you here today with me. Per usual, go ahead and, if you can screenshot, share this. If you get something from it, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, Black Friday is obviously coming up. I haven't decided an exact launch date or if I'll be doing special things for like my podcast peeps, my email list peeps. If you're not on them, you're going to want to get on them. And so, it's coming. It's hard to believe that we are here Black Friday already again. I feel like I just did Black Friday from last year. I went and looked at all this stuff and I'm like, man, I feel like I just put all this together. But this year it's only going to be group coaching unless you're a current one-on-one client, and in-person coaching. So group coaching, virtual group coaching is what I do. And then if you are in person and would like some in-person stuff, we are going to be doing in-person one-on-one coaching. And I'm really excited to bring both of those opportunities to you. So we're going to talk about this. We're going into it. I'm not going to go too far in depth, but I do want to shed some light on what we have going on. I mentioned a little bit about this last week after our election, and I'm just going to say it like it is, a little bit of chaos. It has sparked the health and wellness world, and why what we have and what we see going on right now is we're almost going to the other side. And I'm going to say that in the nicest way possible. We are going from one extreme to the other extreme. It's getting a little bit out of hand. Okay. I made a post about this, but, if you are a person who is preaching about health, okay, and you hired an Optavia coach to help you get healthy, we have a problem. You are not about health. You are not about health. I'm really sorry. Right. If you are a person who's going to judge people for giving their children dyes and colors and all these things, specific ingredients, but you go shoot your face up with Botox, you have really no room to judge. Okay. And I kind of made a Facebook post about this, and it didn't get as much as engagement as I actually thought it would, because I think people were fucking offended because I called it out. And a lot of times I either have to make a really big sweeping claim for people to get really angry at me, or when I make a really big sweeping claim like this, people don't say shit because they're so fucking called out and they get their feelings hurt. Okay. So, and I say that with all the love and talking about somebody here who feeds her kids dyes at times, who does not think that Optavia is the face of health. Sorry, but it's not. None of the MLM fad companies are the face of health. And as you can tell, technically, the woman that I had on here who does Zaya activewear, guys, that's considered direct sales, MLM, network marketing, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And I don't have a problem with that, because what you get is what you see. You buy a fucking pair of leggings, it's a fucking pair of leggings. I'm not trying to sell somebody their health and think that I'm going to, the problem is it becomes inappropriate. I don't know if you can hear my dog barking, but I feel like he's right outside my door, which is odd. So that being said, when I talk about like nasty MLM marketing. I'm really talking about the health and wellness space, because the health and wellness space, it's a sham. It's a scam. Optavia is an MLM. It is unhealthy. It works unhealthy. Herbalife, unhealthy. I don't even know. All the greens powders, unhealthy. The happy juice, ineffective. It's just so, it's too much. It's too much. We have too much going on. So I wanted to talk about this because we are going from one extreme where it's like everything is ultra processed to this other extreme where it's like you better be ready to farm your own fucking food because you're not going to be able to quote unquote buy it because they're going to ban everything. Well, that's not realistic either. And this is hard. Okay. When we're talking about things like dyes, bioengineered ingredients, words that you cannot pronounce. I guarantee you that if you got the scientific word of what a banana is and the chemical makeup of a banana, you would not be able to pronounce it. You would not be able to say it. It's not banana. Like, that's not what the chemical makeup of banana is. And so, you would not know how to say it. So when we talk about, like, if you can't say the chemical name, you probably shouldn't be eating it. Well, you probably can't say the chemical name of a banana. Let's look it up. Let's look up the chemical name of a banana. It'll be interesting to see. Actually, let me get a new window open here because I don't like my windows getting all jacked up. Let's see here. What chemicals are in makeup? Banana. Anybody? So there's a lot different stuff here. I don't know if this is, oh yeah. Isomalacetate. Hold on a second. Isomyl acetate, 2-pentatone, and 3-methylbutyl acetate. Tryptophan, proteins, dopamine, other polyphenols, malic acid, citric acid, right? Outside of things like sucrose, glucose, and fructose. People see that shit on the side of a fucking thing and they freak out. They fucking lose their noodle. Here, these are the compounds, right? Responsible for the characteristic banana flavor. So the isomyl acetate, I don't know, guys. See, again, I can't pronounce them. And then the 2-pentatone and the 3-methylbutyl acetate adds to the fruity scent, right? This is what's happening. Tryptophan, that's a normal one. It's an amino acid linked to production of serotonin. That makes sense. Proteins, they have small amounts of proteins, mostly part of enzymes that aid in ripening, right? We have dopamine. It's a natural antioxidant. Yeah, here, you want a fucking dopamine hit? Go get yourself a damn banana, right? Okay, so the point that I'm making here, again, is that we talk about if you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't consume it. It's a horse shit. It's horse shit, okay? But at the crux of it, it's our food relationship with how we feel and how we think about the food that we consume. And let's also not forget that all food is processed. Every single piece of food you put in your fucking mouth, it's a processed food. Now, we have ultra-processed foods. Ultra-processed foods are foods that are made to taste really good, right? And the ingredients of them are not whole foods. That's the best way to describe an ultra-processed food. Okay, but if you eat a banana, the banana has been processed. It has been grown. There's been an actual chemical change to create the banana. Therefore, it's a process. It has been through a process. Okay, when you take a potato and you smash it and you make mashed potatoes or smashed potatoes, it's a process. You processed it. You've changed it. Right? And we're getting really hung up on all these fucking little words about ultra processed, processed, mildly processed, somewhat processed, all this stuff. And we're really like, we're not focusing on the bigger picture. You know, it's actually interesting that Vicky, when she was here today, because we recorded these episodes today, when she was here today and we were chatting, she's like, okay, I really got to know about, should I really not drink coffee on an empty stomach? And then we kind of like talked a little bit. I asked more clarifying questions. And she's like, yeah, well, I typically don't eat until like later in the morning. And I was like, actually, my honest opinion is like the fact that you're not eating till later in the morning is a way bigger deal than coffee on an empty stomach. Like you're looking at this little, like you're magnifying into this one thing that people keep saying on the fucking interwebs. And you're not looking at the bigger picture, which that's the bigger problem, is that you're not getting a hunger cue. That's a bigger issue, actually. That's a bigger problem. So it's understanding those. We are looking at like, we are taking this magnifying glass and like holding it. And we are looking, what they call it, like we're too into the weeds and not as much into the forest, the bigger picture, right? Because I want you to consider some things. If all these bans come down that everybody's talking about, if all these bans come down, okay, are you prepared to fucking basically farm your own motherfucking food, raise your own cattle, everything? So you're going to have to make your own breads. You're going to have to create your own vegetables or grow your own fruits. You're going to have to do all these things. Are you fucking prepared for this? Because the majority of things that they are talking about banning, I don't think most people have any fucking idea what is in what. You guys look at a label and you're like, oh my God, it's so bad. Oh, look, it says bioengineered. Okay. Well, here's the fun fact. Just because it doesn't say bioengineered food doesn't mean it's not bioengineered. Not every label has bioengineered on it. Oh, God, right? And then my absolute favorite here is look at Europe. Look at all the things that they have in Europe. This is, they only have like 10 ingredients. And this one here, our Quaker oatmeal, has like 47 ingredients. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is where you don't understand how fucking shit works. Europe does not have the same laws that we do. As much as I don't necessarily like the FDA and the CDC and all the things, and that's my own fucking opinions, it's fine. We are a lot more regulated on what goes on a label than majority of countries, all of Europe included. And I don't think people understand this. I don't think people get it. And I want to actually play this because my girl Jetta, who I talk about all the time on here, did a reel on this. And I want you guys to listen to this reel, and then I want you to go follow Jetta. Hang on. Let me get it so that you guys can hear.
About the comparison between the U.S. foods and the Canada foods, because it's all over the internet, but it's missing the entire point. First, you need to know the ingredients list. Is that in the U.S., the FDA actually...
Oh, hang on. Of course, that would be...
Can we talk real quickly about the comparison between the U.S. foods and the Canada foods, because it's all over the internet, but it's missing the entire point. First, you need to know the ingredients list. Is that in the U.S., the FDA actually requires a lot more transparency for companies in what they actually list as ingredients versus Canada and Europe. They do not have that hard of a regulation.
So right there it tells us that they don't have that hard of a regulation.
But this is the kicker. The viral obsession about choosing between the left or the right or one or the other is exactly what we are missing the point. It is literally a distraction. The FDA really does believe that you should have the freedom to know what's in your food. But is that enough? Having all the food labels in the world will actually not stop these mega food corporations from still cranking out highly ultra-processed foods. So instead of getting caught up in saying which country has the better Fruit Loops, let's take a step back. Real nutrition decisions actually come from a point of saying no thanks and actually finding better whole food swaps for this in the first place. If we want real health change, we're going to have to demand more than just ingredient regulation. We're going to have more simpler and clean foods all across the board. Can we?
There you go. Okay. This goes so much far beyond the ingredients, right? We have to be prepared to basically farm our own food. They're just going to recreate shit in different ways. Y'all, that's what scientists motherfucking do. That is their job. Is to recreate this shit. So they're going to find a different way to add in something, to change something, to call it something else. And we're just going to go on about our daily lives thinking, reform, make America healthy again. Woo-wee. thinking that we're doing all this great stuff. It's not as great as what people think it is, actually. Okay. So I feel like this shift, we are swinging a little too far the other way. We are swinging too far in the opposite direction. We are swinging from going from one extreme to this other extreme. Seed oils are bad. This is bad. That is bad. I mean, would you like just blow off your roof if I just told you like canola oil has shown to help reduce cholesterol levels? But you can't eat canola oil because it's terrible and it's no good and it's bad for you. So says the interwebs. So says Penny Lane, who's telling you and yelling at you from the fucking grocery aisles. Right? And here's what I'm going to tell you too, is that so many of us think that this is what is going to make us healthy, right? Taking away all these ingredients. And your health is far bigger than the ingredients themselves. I'm going to say this right the fuck now. You hand me a fresh loaf of bread with some butter, I'm going ham. I'm going ham. And this also includes all you fuckers out there who go out for dinner all the goddamn time. Are you ready and willing to give all that up? These restaurants will shut the fuck down. Nobody will get served. People will lose their job. Millions and millions dollars in the restaurant industry fucking gone because they can't use the products that they use, that you fucking consume, that you fucking go buy, that you fucking go eat. I don't give a shit if you're going to Panera. I don't give a shit if you're going to Texas Roadhouse. I don't give a shit if you're going to fucking Subway. I don't give a shit if you're going to fucking, I don't care. It doesn't fucking matter. They all use the same shit. They all do this. They all do this, right? And we are going like from so like one extreme to the other. The point I was making about the bread and butter, I can absolutely overconsume calories and still be fat on fucking no bad ingredients, quote unquote, no bad ingredients, on on clean ingredients. I can still fucking get fat on clean ingredients. It can still happen because I like bread and I like butter and I like fucking cheese. Solely based on that. Okay. So we're not getting rid of anything. We're not changing our relationships with food. We're not doing ourselves any favor by solely looking at one little piece of this, which is these ingredients lists that you guys are so fucking obsessed with, but go to your Starbucks coffee and get your sugar bomb. Like, oh my God, I eat so clean. Okay, whatever. Good for you. I don't know what to tell you. And I'm just going to tell you this like it is. I have my one client posted about this too, because she is somebody that has struggled with weight her whole life, has had weight loss surgery before. It did not stick for her. She's working with me now. We're almost 6 months in. And at the end of the day, like she said, I will find the fucking food and I will eat the fucking food. You can take away all what you want to take away. And let's also like throw into the mix. It's like, isn't that kind of like the opposite of what we want? We want freedom. We want to be able to make our own choices. And then we're told that we're not allowed to eat certain foods. Isn't that kind of like deprivation, almost that restriction? Isn't that kind of like what we don't want? We don't want to be told what to do. We don't want to be told to do with our body. We don't want to be told to do with our medical care. We don't want to be told all this other stuff. But now all of a sudden we're going to allow the government to completely change the food that we eat. And it's just like, thank God. Oh my God, I'm so excited that this is happening. Oh my God, thank God, thank God, thank God. They're going to get rid of all these ingredients, thank God. And not actually looking at the bigger picture of this, which is a big problem. When I talk about your food relationship, this is what I'm talking about. If I don't change my food relationship, I will still, quote unquote, overconsume clean ingredients because I can. Because it's at the end of the day, it's not about the fucking food. It is about the fucking relationship with the food, or the relationship as to why you use food to cope. I was listening to this podcast the other day, but I talk about Jordan Syatt a lot. Love his podcast. We were talking about, I was actually listening to a podcast about his GLP-1s, and he was mentioning the fact that GLP-1s are showing actually to have a reduction in addictive behavior. So So this is showing things in non-food related, like gambling, sex addiction, things like this. Those kinds of things, right? Where there is no ingredient, right? It makes sense why cigarettes are addictive. They put additives in it. Okay? It makes sense why cocaine could be addictive, why meth could be addictive, why alcohol can be addictive. There's additives in these there's properties in these drugs that make them addictive. That is the truth. Gambling, there is no fucking ingredient. Right? This is why a lot of people claim like there's a sugar addiction. There isn't a sugar addiction. There is not. Sugar is not an addictive, what's it called? Ingredient. Okay. It goes in the same category, actually. Sugar goes in the same category, which you don't have to like it, but it goes in the same category as gambling and as sex addiction, because there's nothing in sugar as a property, as a chemical that has addictive properties to it. It soothes you like gambling might soothe somebody. It soothes you like sex addiction might soothe somebody. But there are no addictive properties in it. What is addictive about it is the way it makes you feel when you do it. What is addictive about it is literally getting the dopamine hit. You're getting a dopamine hit when you gamble. You're getting a dopamine when you watch whatever it is that you do sexually. I don't know. It's just the example that they gave, but it's a good example. Right? You're still having brain chemical changes. It's still happening, but it's not in the same realm that, say, cocaine or cigarettes or tobacco or anything like that is, because it's not the same. The property inside of sugar is not addictive itself. It is more like gambling or sex addiction or any other kind of addiction that you might have that has nothing to do with things that have properties of addictive items or additives. So are we going to talk about the mental health side of this? Are people ready to do that work? Are you ready to quit the fad diet and fucking work on your food relationship? Because if you're not, you might want to fucking not worry about Make America Healthy again. Okay? If you don't want to fix your food relationship, you should probably not want people to not have to, remove all these ingredients, because it's not going to bode well for you if you have not fixed your food relationship. Oh my God, I'm so happy they're going to take the Twinkies off the fucking shelf. You know what? Learn how to go to the store and not buy all the Twinkies and bring them in your home and not eat them all. It's that simple. Easy. Fuck no. Simple. Abso-goddamn-lutely. Absolutely. It is that simple. And this is a hard pill to swallow. This makes things heavy. This makes people cringy. This makes people uncomfortable, because nobody wants to have the actual conversation. Nobody wants to talk about the root problems of why people are addicted to food. And it has nothing to do with the motherfucking sugar or the ingredients or the dyes or the anythings or the bioengineered food. It has nothing to do with any of that. It has everything to do with your relationship, the mental health side of this, and why you feel this way around food to fucking begin with. I'm all about making people healthy. That's what I do. That's my job. That's what I want to do. It's what I desire to do. But I'm all about doing it in a way that fucking makes sense, in a way that is sustainable, in a way where you can make a choice. Like, I can go to the grocery store and not buy X because I fucking chose not to, not because the government said I can't do it. That is not living in a free space. Sorry, folks. But I find it wildly nuts that everybody who was so excited that particular people won this last election because of freedom are now all of a sudden preaching, ban everything. And I'm like, that is not the answer. I'm all about potential better regulations. I'm all about more information. I'm not about total control. I'm just not. That's what I got for you guys today. So if you want to make America healthy again, fucking join my group coaching program. Fucking do the work. Fucking fix your food relationship. And I say this all out of love, not out of judgment, not out of anything else other than this is what I want to help you do. Regardless of what the government does with the ingredients in our food, regardless of any of that, this is what I want to help somebody do. This is what I want to help you do. Fix your food relationship. That is where it's at. understanding these pieces, understanding what your food actually is, where your food sources are coming from, how to prepare things so that you can feel successful, so that you can lose weight, so you can feel confident, so you can do these things that you desire to feel and to do so fucking bad. That's the goal. So be on the lookout for Black Friday sale. Yeah, that's the episode today, you guys. Hope you have a great hump day, because every day is a great day for hump. Thanks so much for listening today. If you laughed, learned, or just felt a vibe, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Your support keeps this ass train chugging along. If you're ready to embrace the basics with a twist, follow me on social media. Links are in the show notes, and let's see the ways we can work together. All right, basics bitches, you're not just listeners, you're part of the revolution. Remember, skinny's out, basics are in, and you're looking damn good doing it. So until next time, stay basic.